Been a while since I had a jam session, y'all. Can I have a jam session? Disclaimer, I'm not a DJ. What is going on, y'all? Back here again with another video. Got a catch up extra for y'all today. Talking about Big Krit tonight. Digital Roses Don't Die. How was y'all liking this one? Those of you from my hometown of Meridian, Mississippi. Keep in mind, I just live in Memphis, but I'm from Mississippi. So hometown here is dropped another one, so I'm going to get into it. My thoughts on it. It's different. It's different. I'll say that. But this right here. Have you ever Rhode Clean? I love this song. But yeah, I'm going to give y'all my likes and dislikes. My standout tracks, production, the structure of the album, and let's see where we go. But this is your catch up extra. It's not, oh, my bad. I turned down the mic instead of the music. But anyway, I'm not restarting this over, man. I've did like 10,000 reshoots already. But yeah, welcome to your Big Krit album review. Digital Roses Don't Die. One of those long album titles. But it's been a while since I've done a album review on here, hasn't it? I think the last time I did an album review was I believe it was Donda and CLB, Certified Lover Boy, episode 17, or no, I think 18. And of course, 19 was the year-end podcast, top verses of 2019, my top albums. I think I did the Matrix and the Spider-Man review, so I did those. So go back and look at those. You know, those are still some good videos, y'all. But anyway, it's actually a couple things I wanted to talk about this week. This being one of them. So you will see a series of videos, but I didn't feel like doing a big podcast. So I'm not sure when episode 20 is going to come out. So this is going to be an extra episode or bonus. So I'm going to talk about Krit later on this week. Or I might go ahead and shoot all this stuff tonight. I'm not sure yet. I want to talk about Kanye the Genius Netflix documentary. We'll talk about that. And also, I want to talk about this podcast that that's going over Kendrick's To Pimp a Butterfly, because that album is near and dear to my heart. I believe when I rebranded this channel, that was the first video I did, the To Pimp a Butterfly review. So I went back and listened to that. I thought it was a good listen. It's also going to be broken up into pieces, and that's on Spotify. So those things I'm going to break down and talk about in separate videos. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into this Big Krit review, guys. So I want to start this off with who is this album for? Or why should you listen? That's what I meant to say. Why should you listen to this album for non-Krit fans? Now, I'm not the biggest super fan of Krit, so I'm not going to pretend. I really didn't start getting to his material until he left Def Jam. So Forever Is a Mighty Long Time. Krit Is Here. I reviewed that. I forgot what episode that was. I think it had to be like 11 or 10. I reviewed that album, episode 10, 11 of the Catch Up podcast. But yeah, we back to talk about this music, man. I know I've been doing a lot of power on here. So if you're power fans, if you're new to this channel, I talk about that on a weekly basis as well. But originally this started out as a music channel with album reviews. It's just like music. Nothing has really been catching my attention or just make me want to get up here and talk. I'm waiting for Kendrick to come out. That's what I'm saving my voice for. But yeah, I'm gonna talk about him in another video. But anyway, for my non-Krit fans, if you've never listened to him, why should you listen to this album? Now it is different from his usual material as far as his influences, Andre 3000, UGK, you know, a lot of Texas Southern rap you'll hear, you know, in his records. And this went away from that. So for the so the usual fans of Krit, I've seen some reactions not so favorable. I did enjoy this half and half, so I'll get into my thoughts on it. But why should you listen? If you're a fan of like funk soul, he did a lot of that on here. Jazz, that's a part of his production on here, and you know he has those you know, real smooth, mellow lyrics and vibes you'll get from this album. So it's kind of like he's singing to the ladies on this one, and that's one of the main problems on this album. So it depends on if you like the vocals or not, because he does go away from the rapping on this album. It's here and there, but it's a lot of him experimenting with you know, vocals and singing. And let's just say he's not Drake. I'm gonna be honest on this one, y'all. So as far as why you should give this a listen, that's what I think right there. Just, you know, for the production alone, which I thought was great on this album as well. So let's go ahead and get into the structure of the album, which I do like. There are several interludes throughout this album. One being fire, earth, water, and wind for elements. So I kind of dug how he did that. Each one kind of a spoken word type thing, even though as far as the structure, it's okay. I get where he's going. I wouldn't necessarily started this thing out with the fire interlude. I probably would put that somewhere in between maybe. And then it goes into Southside of the Moon, which I enjoy. I think some of these songs caught on different listens. So my first listen was like, I don't know, man. But actually, I want to read y'all this this description right here on Apple Music. So let's see. I'll start like halfway. I'm not gonna read the whole thing. So as far as his album, love is the message, and he pushed his voice to the outer reaches of funky R&B crooning to deliver it. We don't actually get a name for the object of his affection, but he details the phases of his infatuation, including crushing, just for you, come out to play, which are songs on here, courtship, Southside of the Moon, which I just talked about, show you right, and full-blown love sickness, so cool, boring, more than roses. Moments of actual rapping are few and far in between here, but bars reveal themselves in the interludes, each of which contains spoken word poetry, which, you know, I just said prior. So I thought this was a good description of what this album is, as far as, you know, each phases of, you know, a relationship, from courtship to you know, love sickness to what else they say on here. I'm all over the place. Crushing, courtship, and full-blown love sickness. So yeah, so I definitely think it embodied that, and you get that message. But Southside of the Moon, that's great. Show You Right, that one's starting to catch on to me. So I'll play a little bit of that for you. I like that funk going on. Jazz. So that song right there, I imagine him like talking to a girl or something like that. You know, I can show you better than I can tell you. So, you know, and then next song goes into Rhode Clean, which I played y'all at the beginning of this podcast. So that was cool. Earth is probably my favorite interlude right here. Like towards the end, there's some violins going on and shit. So I was like, yeah, well, like I'm feeling that water, but I just like the interludes. It's not something I would go to, but artistically, I could see why he put those in place. But but it's not something I would go to. But Earth, I like Earth. Or I might be getting it mixed up with water, but I think it's Earth. That has those violins at the end. So you'll hear, that and different instruments in the production. So Come Out to Play is cool. Just For You, that's cool. And then Stop. This is probably where the album falls off on track. I wouldn't say so cool is all right. That's a good video. Not a good video. It is a video for So Cool. If you haven't checked it out, it's real, 70s inspired, and I think it's like a newscast. It kind of reminds me of what's the news show that Will Ferrell plays on? It kind of reminded me of that a little bit. Had a little comedy, so I thought that was a cool video. But after that track, it's 17 tracks. So after 8, I kind of fall off. You have Boring, Would It Matter, Generational, Weighed Down. Generation Weighed Down, I thought, that was cool. That was some good lyrics on there. And then after that, it falls off, man. So I like the first half of this album is good, grooving. But the closest thing that you probably get to, the old Krit, the learning shit from Texas, that Krit is probably Rhode Clean, which just happened to be my favorite song on here. But because, I like rap, but at the same time, I sing as well. So, I can respect, getting into that R&B bag. So I didn't mind him doing that, but like I said, he's not Drake. So I respect him for experimenting, with those vocals, but I wouldn't try this again, buddy. Just stick to the, bass and the knock in the trunk, those type of tracks. Well, I'm not trying to tell him to stay in, one bag, but, next album, let's get some rap. But other than that, I think that pretty much wraps up my thoughts on the album. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything here. But I would say, the production was good. I like the structure, as far as the placement of the interludes. I think the intro is weak. You got to have a good intro on your album. The outro was even more weak to me, to be honest. And speaking of interludes, this whole album seemed like interludes. A lot of these songs are short, and it's like one short chorus and then on to the next song. So that's what I feel like in this album. But as far as my standouts or my favorites on this album, of course, Rhode Clean, Southside of the Moon, Show You Right. I believe the Earth interlude I like. Just For You. After that, that's it. Those are songs I would go to, but all in all, it's just a mid album, to tell you the truth. And just because I'm from Mississippi, I'm not gonna play favorites. So, but anyway, so that was Big Krit, Digital Roses Don't Die. So y'all tell me what y'all thought on the album, your favorite tracks. Did you enjoy the vocal singing on this album? Or do you want to go back to learn that shit from Texas? That's my jam right there. But anyway, y'all, I think that is gonna be it. So I'm going to bounce up out of here for this video. Hold on, I don't think y'all heard that. Yeah. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to drop y'all comments down below. I'll see y'all for the next video.
That's why you all on my line, blowing me up all of the time. Yeah, I know you're dying to creep. You tell me anything I want just to hit the sweet. I got rooms, got dough, got give to the cab with a boo. Talking under the big ball and G, top drop ring, got all.